see if we can get things going here with an episode of Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked. That ends, but like I say, every time I love it. As soon as I hear that music come on for Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked, it just warms my heart because I know I'm going to go through the worst of crypto and talk about things and people losing money and other topics like that. And like I say every time, I love it and I love the music, but I love to bring you new information about things that go wrong out in crypto world. But now we got to get into the regular good stuff. As you know, many SHIB has gone crazy lately, and it went way up, then it went way down to almost nothing, and then they pulled off the thing where they sent half the tokens to what's his name from Ethereum, and he burned them and sent the rest to some charities. But so the SHIB world has gone crazy. Just gone nuts and nuts and nuts and nuts. And of course, that's all kinds of spin-offs. Yeah, and we had this one good one come recently. It's called SHUNT, SHIB Hunter. SHIB Hunter. Nice, healthy chart here, right? There's lots of buys. Going up, going up, sir. Can't sell. Sir. Yeah, you got it. They rugged you. It was a classic honeypot, and this was another one in which we were talking about it for about 4 or 5 days. Before it honeypotted or rugged. Or in fact, it was people weren't even able to sell for like 3 days. And it was on Twitter and it was on all over in the comment section on the BSC scan. Can't sell, it's a scam. And people kept buying it. They kept buying it, and these dumb people FOMO'd into it because they saw it on some website. It's going up 10,000%. And then the guys honeypotted it. And then they took your money. They just ran off with it, and they did it. They did it in the normal way, in which they didn't just steal the liquidity. They did it. They had an outsized amount of tokens, waited for the price to get really high, turned off the ability for everyone else to sell, and then they sold. Made it look. They did a good job, though. I gotta say, they made it look like just one big whale sold here in the picture. Normally, these are behind me, but if I could point to them. And then they allowed some trading to happen again. And then they took the rest of the money. And that was it. That was it for the SHIB. Once again, the FOMO effect. And I think King Blazer, you said you found us on CoinGecko a while ago. A lot of these things that turn into honeypots, people find them on CoinGecko and other sites like that, and they don't do the research. They don't ask around. They don't come to groups like us. They don't go to other groups that poke around. There's a lot of Discord groups that tell you that that's how DYOR got started in the first place. We got honeypotted on live TV or on YouTube, and so we were like, hey, this is ridiculous. Let's actually look at the contracts. And so then we were able to tell people back then, hey, this thing can be turned off at the flick of a switch. And the devs are undoxed. A lot of contracts can be turned off with a flick of a switch. It's fine as a security procedure, but if the devs are not doxed, there's no information about them. The website's terrible. Anytime you say anything in Telegram, they ban you and that kind of stuff. Bad. So that's what happened with SHIB Hunter. They were deleting things so fast. You just type in their Telegram, dang, deleted. One of our teammates here, Jackie, was all over that and watching it, giving me lots of good feedback about it. Thank you, Jackie, for giving me that info on it and bringing SHIB Hunter to my attention. Always a good one. On the good news, it's not always rugged, ruined, and wrecks here. Sometimes the industry is righting itself, and we try to talk here about how as the industry matures, it needs to follow better standards. It needs to follow better policies. Because if they don't do it, the government's going to do it. And you know what happens when the government gets involved. They screw it up and cause everyone to go offshore. And as I've heard me say before, the American Banking Association essentially runs the banking rules and policies and things like that in the United States and in Canada. It sets the policies for the Canadian Banking Association to do that kind of stuff. And it's mostly, the banks are mostly, their daily operations are regulated by a private organization that they all agree to abide by the rules. And the federal government just kind of oversees the whole thing, makes sure it's stable, and no one's taking advantage of it and that kind of stuff. But overall, the private industry regulates banking. Here we have crypto getting SOC 2 certified. SOC is the certification process, part of, it's like ISO 9000 type stuff and 17, all these other ones, in which you have to go through all types of audits and have a lot of procedures and all types of policies in place in your company, both for humans to follow, for computers to follow, for guests, for interchange, data interchange, all kinds of stuff. So the banking industry relies on that. If you're a company that has this certification, all is great. It means your systems are very secure. And Crypto.com said, we're going to do this. XRP does it. Ripple does it for their banking end of the XRP system. And it's a big deal. It's very hard. It's really expensive to get it. Got to have consultants out the wahoo for a long time to do it. Uh-oh. My wallet was just hacked. Bitcoin withdraws 7 times in my account. What the hell is going on? Nick Dushko says to Crypto.com, what is going on here? I thought you guys had all this great security. Where did my money go? Crypto.com says, well, we have a small number of users reporting suspicious activity on their accounts. We will be pausing withdrawals shortly as our team is investigating. All funds are safe. All funds are safe? I don't think so. Aragamundo. PeckShield says the Crypto.com loss is about $15 million worth of all funds are safe in small wallets, with at least 4.6 thousand Ethereum stolen. And that's just the Ethereum. That people lost Bitcoin, all types of stuff. And the Ethereum went right off to Tornado Cash, and they took your money and ran. This is from a company that just went through the tightest quality audit and security control that banks do for data interchange and working with partners and making sure your systems are and policies are secure for working with financial information. And so someone comes in, bypasses the two-factor authentication, bypasses the whitelist that you set up to you can only sell to in Crypto.com. You can only send to wallets you've whitelisted. You have two-factor authentication, and if you have another withdraw feature on, you can also get an email that you have to click the function to, or the button to also enable it. And they still got away with all this money. So, inside job? I don't know. But Bitmart's been hacked recently. Crypto.com. KuCoin got it last year. Coinbase got it recently. And you can be sure that all of these things, the executives at these companies are getting targeted for their credentials. They're getting phished, all kinds of stuff. I don't have a good lesson for you here. When you have, other than spread your money out and don't keep it all in one place. Obviously, Crypto.com is a major company with large reserves and insurance, so they can refund you. But when you're in DeFi, on the other end in DeFi, nobody's refunding you your money if it gets stolen because there's no organization behind it, no one with insurance, or either self-insurance like Crypto.com or insurance. And so you're going to get hosed. Another good one. This is a great one. MetaMask finally, just like PooCoin, said, we're going to come out with our own token. It's a big deal on the internet the other day. All of a sudden they appear on Dex Tools, got their little verification thing here. Boom, it's great. Oh my God, it's so awesome. It's going crazy. Twitter's afire from it. Dex Tools says, Mask is a verified token. The author has verified the token with our team. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the author. Wow, everything is great. Big deal. People want to FOMO right into it, and they do. Token takes off. MetaMask says, we didn't launch a token. What are you talking about? And the internet's like, wait a minute, you're verified on DEX Tools. And they're like, no, we're not. We didn't apply. We don't have a token. We're sitting here telling you, look at our website. No token, no nothing. That must be a fake. And they're like, well, how can it be a fake? It's been verified by DEX Tools. That means that people talk to each other, whatever. DEX Tools says, I unfortunately don't have the resulting cell on it because it was awesome. I just forgot to capture that graph. But DEX Tools said, it's not verified. And they click on their own website and it says verified. Oops. So the people are thinking, it was just a mistake. But then they're like, wait a minute, how could it be a mistake if the contract actually launched and people invested in it? That doesn't make it. What's going on here? Well, the problem is, as it turns out, part of DEX Tools' stuff comes from one server over there. I'm going to take this off so we can point over there. And it goes to this server over here, which puts it all together and throws it out as a web page for you to watch. Well, part of it wasn't encrypted between the two. And if servers are talking to each other without being encrypted, that means what? Someone can listen in on it and do a code injection attack on it. Something like that. I'm not that familiar with that type of stuff, but someone figured that out. And what they learned to do was read the request coming out and send back their own request first that included the verification icon. And apparently it was a little bigger than the regular one, so I would have given it away if you're experienced. But a lot of people didn't see that, and they FOMO'd in, or didn't care because it was there. And once again, the lack of proper internal controls, it dooms a company. And DEX Tools is going to DEX Tools is a proper company, and they will have to hit their insurance company up for losses too for people on that, because that was certainly their fault. And you can't really take a good lesson away from that. I like to always have something to say, but that's a simple one. You're not going to address what DEX Tools does. You're like, there's no way I can ask a company if their code is safe and all that before I invest in a token. What you can do is not be so damn lazy and just rely on DEX Tools. If people had just gone to the MetaMask webpage or in their own MetaMask themselves and clicked go to the webpage, there would be no evidence of a token being launched. MetaMask would obviously talk about it at length. And there's no evidence on any MetaMask official support site, Twitter, their webpage, Facebook, anything like that. Zero. All you have to do is when you're doing your research, when you're looking at something new and you say, I want to buy that, and you're relying on one piece of information, find a second one. Find a second one just to confirm it. Like when you go to the doctor and he's like, it's not looking good there, Tom. Go to another doctor and make sure he says the same thing. Figures that the same thing's wrong with you. And that happened to DYOR a number of times in the past 2 months, in which CoinGecko and sometimes CoinMarketCap decided to erase our price for whatever reason, go to zero. So it's trading along fine, and the pricing's doing whatever it is, and then it goes to zero, and our Telegram becomes filled with, where's all my money? Bro, where's my money? Bro, where's my money? You took all my money, you ran off with it. Price is zero, why? And then, we're like sitting here. I took these questions on the air. I'm like, price isn't zero, look at the chart. And they're like, yeah, CoinGecko's reporting at zero. I'm like, did you look at PooCoin or Bogged or Dex or CoinMarketCap? No. But I was looking at CoinGecko. Well, they came in doing this with their mouth and thinking they lost everything when they hadn't. All you need to do is check another website, another piece of information to when you need to. When you're doing research or when you're skeptical about something, just look at something else. It's like the fake doxing when it said, "Here's my LinkedIn profile." Just click on it. Click on it. I've talked about at length how many people have been lost their money because they invested in a project that had doxed devs that had LinkedIn profiles with two people as connections, and the profile was created last week. They weren't doxed; they were actors from Fiverr. Anyway, that's my episode of Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked for you guys. I did it live for the first time. Usually I do it once or twice. I go through the script and practice and all that. Totally ad-libbed all of that one, and I wish I had a little bit more for you, but I don't. And you can see the TV over here. You can see the chat memes are starting to go. And in fact, there I am. Oh, thanks, Dukes. Anyway, I want to thank all those projects for screwing everything up, for giving me good comment or good content and that type of stuff. And so I always have things to say because people are always screwing things up.